Hello everyone, this is Manish here from Automation Code Lab. So today we'll understand exception handling and file handling in Java. So before we go ahead, just want to understand how exactly exception handling, what basically exception handling is in Java. So it is a mechanism to handle the runtime errors, ensuring that our programs do not terminate abruptly, and it allows you to detect and handle exceptional conditions that are exceptions in our case that might arise during um, execution of the programs. And an exception can be checked exceptions, which are known as compile time, or unchecked exceptions, which are known as runtime. Okay, so let us go ahead to see an example in our case. So if you see, guys, for exception handling, how exactly in Java we handle is one way of it is to use the try catch block. Okay, so what exactly happens in the try catch block? The given piece of code where you are expecting the respective exceptions to come, they're going to write it in the respective try block. For example, here you can see the int of numbers. We have defined array of numbers 1 2 3 and the index is 4, and we are finding the numbers of index 4. As we know that in arrays generally the index starts from 0, so it should be the 0 1 2. So we do not have any index with 3 and 4, so ideally it should give us an exception. The exception that it generally gives is array index out of bound exception. So there's a catch block that you see over here. So whenever this exception comes, it is going to go ahead and this exception is going to caught by this exception, and this will print this respective statement. Now, what exactly is a finally block, guys? So finally block is generally a block where we want to execute that block irrespective whether you get an exception or do not get an exception. So this block will always be executed. Okay. So similarly, as you can see below, I have given an example of another exception where divide by 0 exception. What we are trying to do is we are going to divide the 10 by 0. That is going to give me a respective arithmetic expression, what do you say, exception in this case. This is one example. We'll quickly see in our case, if we run this respective code, what are we going to get? So for the first example, we'll get exception called array index out of bounds exception. The second case, we will get division by 0. And you can see the finally block getting executed irrespective of that. So this is a general exception handling that we have it in Java, guys. Now to add, guys, I've added a code for throws, which we also use to throw a respective exception. Okay, so generally, if you see in my current code, if you see the try catch block over here, int quotient is equal to divide with throws. This is a method, and whenever you are expecting an exception to come, as we can handle the try catch block, or you can throw the respective exception. So throws is going to ignore whenever this exception is going to come, and it will throw the respective exceptions. So whenever this exception comes, what is it going to do? It is going to throw the exception divide by 0, and it will in that case it will come back here and it will catch the respective exception. So generally we either handle it using try catch block, or we can throw the respective exception as well. So this is just to give you outcome for this program. So yeah, we can see in the respective code that in the respective outcome, what we are getting, guys, we are getting the respective exceptions over here, divide by 0, what we have got for the second as well as an throw exception. So this we are using it using the throws keyword. So I hope you guys are clear with the exception handling. Let us go ahead to the file handling, guys, right? What exactly is a file handling, guys? So file handling, as a terminology itself explains, we are going to handle the file operations like read, write, append. So all these are operations that we are going to handle it. Okay, and in the last sessions we have gone ahead to understand the input output. For example, using the buffer reader, buffer writer, we have gone ahead. So similarly in this case, because we're going to update files, we'll see what exactly respective file writers, because we are going to write in the file rather than in the console. Okay, so you'll understand this respective code over here. So what we are seeing is, guys, we have given a file name as example.txt and buffer reader writer. So this is going to write our respective file, and where is it going to write? Using a new object file writer, and this file name is example.txt. It is going to write as in forms of buffer to the example.txt. And what will it write, guys? Hello, this is a sample text written to the file. This is second line, this is third line, and this will be written in the console. So data, we will get a console outcome that data has been written to the file. In case of any exception, now you can see in the exception also here that in case we get input output exception, we are going to catch that exception and saying that error writing into the file. Now this is on the writing to the file, guys. So how do we read the file? We can use a buffer reader over here using the new file reader. Give the file name, and string lines will read through lines of content of the files we are going to print. Now we are going to iterate. Okay, how are we going to iterate? So we are going to iterate for all the lines. So line is equal to reader dot read line. This will read one line. So it will keep on iterating until and respective values are null. So until the line does not have any value. So it will keep on printing the respective lines over here, this code, right? And in case over here also, if you get any input output exception, it is going to catch the respective exception and print the respective thing. So you have done the writing to the file and reading from the file. Right now, the next thing that we need to understand is appending to the file. So now appending is going to happen what, guys? So for the existing content itself, you will go ahead and update the respective content. So similarly, we are going to use writer to do that. So in the writer, we are going to pass true as a parameter over here. In the previous case, you did not see true, right? So we are going to pass true, means it is going to append the respective outcome. We will write this line to the respective file and we'll get a notification in the console that the data has been appended to the file. And here also, as exception handling we are doing, in case if there is an exception, the input output exception is going to be caught, and then post that we are going to again read the file and print the content of the file, guys. Okay, so this is the whole implementation of the file handling in Java. So if I just go ahead and run this program, guys, if you see, I'll show it to you guys. Okay, so if you see here, data has been written to the files for the first time. This was the content that was written to the file in the read mode, and after the updation, you can see we have added the line. This line added to the file. This has been this is present over there. Now, in case if you need to show where exactly the respective file is, guys, we can do it as show in System Explorer. I can go ahead and see the example file. So this is the file handling. So it will help you to understand basically the respective concepts of the file handling in Java. So I hope that you guys would be clear from here. And in case of any doubt, please go ahead to comment in the respective video. If you really like the video, please go ahead to like, share, and subscribe to the respective channel. And see you in the next video with new fundas. Take care. Bye-bye.